Hello and welcome to another episode of Merricks Garage. Today we are taking a high-level overview of traction devices, lockers, spools, limited slips, pauses. It's rather a big project to undergo in one video, so this is going to be a high-level overview of what is out there. Subsequent videos, we're going to get down in the weeds and look at the inner workings of some of these various devices. Before we jump into that, I do want to give you guys some updates on the channel, as there have been some rather significant developments behind the scenes that I think will interest you guys. I have been connected with a couple of really cool companies within the industry that have proposed projects that we can do together to bring you guys more interesting content, including trips, product reviews, installations, how-tos, all that kind of stuff. I know you guys have been asking for more hands-on, how did you do it, show me how you did it, how-tos, and they're coming. It's still in the early development stages, but it's taking quite a bit of my time, so I ask for a little bit of grace if I miss a week here or there with my upload schedule, as I'm doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work that is not producing the videos, unfortunately. But in the long run, I think it's going to be beneficial to everyone, and I think you guys are going to dig it. Before we get into the content that you're all here for, I do want to remind you guys really quick of my Amazon store and a new industry partner, Amsoil, that I recently became a dealer for. The Amsoil website is linked down below. If you click on that link, it will take you directly to the site, and it will have my merchant ID associated with any purchase you make there. I'm not a big fan of going out and asking my subscribers to support me financially. I think that always rings a little hollow. But making these videos does cost money, and I know you guys are buying products, so if you can buy from Amazon and Amsoil, it does me a favor and helps me keep producing this content. With that said, let's go take a look at the various traction devices that I've got for you. This was shot at King of the Hammers when I went out this year. Between rolling my truck and wandering around in the desert, I did spend some time at the expo talking to some of the industry leaders when it comes to traction control devices. And I have a high overview that I think will be found useful by a lot of you. So let's go check it out. And here you can see the venerable Detroit locker. This is a automatic locker. It is designed to open when there is a differential in wheel speed and lock when everything is moving at the same rate. Very popular, very well known, very reliable, and simple locker. Probably one of the most popular on the market. And here we have the venerable Detroit Posse. Very, very popular in the road scene, has a lot of application in the off-road scene. Rebuildable, adjustable through the different clutch packs that you see. You can decide how much engagement or slip you want and adjust it accordingly. Very, very popular and a great option for very, very many people. In here we have the Detroit True Track, which is a helical geared differential. I could spend hours talking about this one and probably mess it up still. It relies on helical gears that, with differentials in wheel speed, will either lock or disengage. When it is locked, the gears will be pushed up against the casing, providing the differential locking ability. Very complicated, but very cool. And here is the Eaton E-Locker. Much like the ARB that relies on an air compressor, this is triggered through an electromagnet that will engage or disengage with a 12-volt switched signal. You can have open or with a 12-volt signal, select the engagement of the system with the electromagnet, giving you a fully locked differential. Truly selectable and reliable. And here is the world-renowned ARB Air Locker. Much like the E-Locker, this uses air and a pneumatic system within your vehicle to engage and disengage the locking plate. And finally, the Grizzly Yukon. Very similar to the Detroit, a bulletproof, reliable automatic locker. Hey, I wasn't kidding when I said it was going to be a real quick bird's eye, high-level overview. there is just so much to cover when it comes to differentials and traction devices. I just couldn't fit it all into this video. Basically, you can break it down into 3 different types. You've got your automatic lockers, which are going to be like your Yukon Grizzlies and your Detroits and things like that. Then you're going to have like a limited slip, which can be either a clutch pack system or the torsion differential, which is the helical gears. Then you have your selectable lockers that are going to be the E-locker, the ARB. Then you've got your welded differentials where you can weld up the spider gear so that you have a true locked differential at all times. There's just so many variations, so I wanted to give you guys a quick high-level overview. I have a Detroit locker in the rear and I have a limited slip up front that is okay. It works right now, but I would like to replace that with a selectable locker. It's generally not advisable to put a full-time locker up front because it makes turning around very sharp corners very, very difficult, because the front tire is going to, the outside tire is going to need to spin a whole lot more than the inside, puts a lot of stress on the axle shafts and various other components. So there you go. I also want to give a shout out to Pete Garcia. He is a firefighter out in Afghanistan and sent me this super bitchin' shirt. Check this out. Awesome. So big props to Pete. I appreciate it. I appreciate your service. Thank you for doing what you do. You know the routine. Click subscribe, tell your friends, spread the word, and thank you for watching.